At Blackfoot Communications, our mission is to connect people, businesses, and communities, bringing a world-class fiber network to homes, communities, and businesses of all sizes. Ensures Montanans have access to fast, reliable, and secure internet and phone services. Are you ready for fiber internet? To find out if fiber is coming to your area, visit goblackfoot.com/readyforfiber. Connect to more with Blackfoot Communications.
Just could not be more proud of a group of guys, players and coaches. We had a bad taste in our mouth because we really felt that last game before the bye week, we didn't play the way we were capable to start the game and dug ourselves a deep hole. And, I was proud of the resilience that even in that game we showed where we're not going to give up. We're going to keep fighting and punching back. And an amazing plan, credit to our whole coaching staff, especially our coordinators, Coach Arch and Coach Slicer, to have a great plan. I think that's a great team. I think that's a very, very, very good team. One of the best statistical offenses I've ever coached against. And to put together the plan to hold them to whatever we did, 128 yards rushing, when they hadn't been under, only one team had kept them under 300 all year. So what a plan they put together. And then our players, I thought our first series wasn't quite what I wanted, but after that, the first half went as we wanted it to, because I thought this team, Montana State, just hasn't been down a lot. They hadn't been in situations where they got down. And, that puts you in a little different mind state when you get down by 10 points. And then I knew they'd punch back. Great teams aren't going to lay down when you get a lead on them, and they certainly did. They did a great job of responding. And then the mental toughness our team showed, when they took the lead on us, to come back and not be like, well, here we go again. This team's great. They're going to come back. I just can't say enough about them. So very, very proud of our guys. It was a very gutsy effort against a team who's a great team. That team's going to go far in the playoffs. Can't say enough about our team. Just so proud of them. And our crowd, I want to compliment our crowd. Our crowd was amazing. I think they had an impact in the game. To have two sellouts in a row. The first game I was here against Drake, our opener last year, our home opener, we had about 5,000 people in the stands. So to see how our fans have rallied around this team, and I'm going to keep pitching. We need them here for our last home game against Idaho State as well. So open up the questions.
Coach, you mentioned just a bad taste in the mouth after the last matchup. What's that like celebrating with your team on the middle of the field?
Awesome. Just loved it. And again, you talk about the 2 weeks ago, the depths of the depths, watching their coach dance on our field, and then coming back and seeing our players celebrate and the joy in their eye. And, again, I give them all the credit. They did a great job. I coached them a little better than I did against Montana. I didn't have them ready, but they followed the plan that we laid out to a T these last 2 weeks. And to see a game like that in the Kibbe Dome, to beat the number 2 team in the nation, awesome. I think so. I think both teams did a good job of attacking matchups. I think both teams did a good job of trying to see how we could get. They have some injuries, we have some injuries, and I think that became key, is just trying to find our good matchups. We got JJ on a deep pass in the first half that must have went for 30 yards that was on their nickel, who's their backup nickel, their starters out, and then they got some hits on us late when we had some backups in the game and had some good stuff good up. But both teams have very good quarterbacks. Both teams have great offensive coordinators, and I think we kind of dialed into what the game plan was. But that's Vandal football, man. 40 minutes time of possession, keeping the ball away from them. I liked how aggressive we were. Again, we were 3 or 4 on fourth down, and we're going to live and die. People want to question it. That's who we are. That's our fabric. So we were aggressive. I thought our defense did a good job. We were more aggressive. Typically. Montana State, they built it up, and I'd like to be at the point where we could just be a lot of 4-man rush and mixed coverages and stop people. I felt we had to mix it up more against this team. We couldn't, and one of the long passes they had was something good up against our base defense. But I'm sure we played the least base defense we did all year this year, because I knew that was such a good offense. You can't just defend them playing what they think you're going to be in. You got to keep them off guard, and Coach Arch called a great game and kept them off guard. Again, you make a team like that who wants to run the ball so much have to beat you in a 2-minute drive. It was great to keep them, without a touchdown, number one, because that's the worst case scenario, is to give up a touchdown in this situation and lose the game. We were a little bit going back and forth what we should do with our timeouts. I knew their kicker had missed some kicks, so I didn't want to. So I kind of decided, until they got really close, inside the, 15 or something, I wasn't going to use the timeouts and try to force them to kick a field goal, and it worked out.
We know that 8 intentions everything, but talk about the throw by Gevani.
I haven't seen every quarterback, so it's tough for me to judge. But I can't believe there's another quarterback in FCS football better than Gevani McCoy. And we still got to keep better. We played 6 linemen in this game. 5 of them are freshmen or sophomores. We started 3 true freshmen on defense today, and in that performance. So the future's bright for Idaho football, and we got to keep protecting Vonnie better. Again, it was better than last week, giving up 6 sacks, but I think we had 4 in the first half. Now, credit, I don't think we gave up any sacks in the second half, but that throw he made, it was pretty well covered. They had 2 defenders there, and he threaded it right through, and an amazing play. And then Therese Trainer, I can't say enough about him. I'm so proud of him. He had 5 big catches in the game. They were all 3rd and 4th down conversions. The one ball was a little low, was probably around his ankles, and Therese is 6'3", 6'4", for him to go down and get that. He's a playmaker, and he's a guy who I've just been so proud of his growth as a person since we've been here with kind of getting his life in order and coming on, and to have him play so well in a big game is awesome to see.
Another impact player, Nick Romano, running back. What can you say about kind of the opportunities he created today? It seems like he had quite a bit of touches as well.
Yeah, 10 carries for 4.3, and you saw it. We had 30 carries by the tailback today, which is what we want. Last week when we got behind, we had about 15, 16 tailback runs. We want to run the ball. We want to play keep away from, especially a team whose offense is as good as Montana State. But Romano's tough, runs hard. Woodsy had a few things that got nicked up on today, but we got him 20 touches. I told her he probably had a couple catches too. He had 23 touches. I told him, that's something I talked to their offensive staff about is we have to get Anthony Woods the ball. He didn't. Last week when we weren't running it, we threw him 3 passes today, so that was great to get him that because good things happen when Anthony gets the ball too. The probably an underrated play in the game is when we got a call for a penalty and got us 1st and 25. Woodsy gets a 13-yard gain on a swing pass that gets us back to more manageable because against that defense you don't want to be 2nd and 25, 3rd and 25. So just so many guys stepped up today. Romano ran his tail off. Thought the O-line responded, and then the D-line, I thought probably, without watching the tape, I'm pretty sure it was their best game of the year to hold a rushing attack like that to 120 yards rushing.
Yeah, you already touched on that. Best game probably all year for your front 7. What do you think stood out, especially against such a good offensive line in the state?
Yeah, I just think we got back to basics. And again, I think I did a poor job coaching us in the last game. Getting too caught up in things and caught up in being on ESPN2 with the crowd and playoff implications. This week we really just focused on the next play and being physical as hell because this is a physical team playing hard as hell. And I think the guys just did a great job of buying into that. But we had a lot of good versus good work on our bye week, our one offense versus our one defense to work on that physical play. And just so proud of the way they followed the plan to a T. They couldn't have been a more coachable group than they were these last 2 weeks. Tommy's a good tackler, and he's this is a game that Tommy loves to play in. Tommy'd rather be downhill as a safety and tackling and being physical than covering 10 personnel and 4 wides all day. So I think he was probably licking his chops all week to have a game like this. I thought Exery Alexander played tremendous as a true freshman. It was his first start in this setting, and I thought he made, he just makes a lot of plays. He screws up a few things, but that's freshmen do that, but he makes a lot of plays. I thought Dallas Afalava gave their left guard a lot of problems getting in the backfield and was tough to block as a true freshman in this environment. Just couldn't be prouder of our guys.
Coach, they tried Armani Arnold 3 times on that last drive, and he was able to stand tall. What can you say about him?
They tried Armani all game. Armani made some great plays earlier, man. Armani's playing really well. I think, Pro Football Focus, which grades players, it has him as maybe, if not the number 1 guy or highest ranked guy in our defense, but number 2. And he was another young guy, another redshirt freshman. He was the 4th freshman. He's a redshirt that started on defense today. And he rised up, and Marcus kind of came into the year as preseason all-conference and things, so sometimes that leads other teams to try to attack your other corner, but he's answered the bell all year, and I've been so impressed just with his growth as a player and just as a person. I think he's got straight A's right now. He's taking care of his business off the field, and him and Woodsy are roommates. Him and Anthony Woods have an apartment off campus, and kind of keep each other on the right track and in order, and so proud of Armani. What a performance by him. I don't know if he gave up, he didn't give up any big balls, but they tried him a few times in the first half on deep balls too.
New Lucas did not allow a single first down until late in the second quarter. Why were they clicking on all cylinders, especially in the first half?
Well, I think it was just great execution of our plan. We got some 3 and outs. The original plan we had was to go down, take the ball, which I think I made a mistake the last game deferring, but go down and score, which we did, and we went 3 and out. But the defense got the stop anyway, but then we went down and scored, then we scored, got a stop, then we scored again. And you got to just put this team in a little bit unfamiliar territory, which they hadn't been in. And now you're hoping kind of when you get down that they might press and turn over the ball. I don't think there's no turnovers in this game, right, either side. So great fix by us. That's a win for us to be even because we were, I think, minus coming in and they were plus. So tremendous job by our offense against a really good defense, not having any turnovers, and something we still got to work on defense, creating more. But defense, it was a great plan and great execution of the plan of guys just doing their job and executing.
Coach, I know this team has lofty aspirations this year, but can you kind of wrap your head around being here in year 2 and you just knocked off the second-ranked team at home, a top 10 matchup, just how far this team has come to this point?
Very proud. And again, we knocked off the number 2 team last year. I think Montana was number 2, but we had to take a 4-hour bus ride afterwards. So this is a lot more fun to be able to celebrate right away with everybody after you win at home and have the crowd here. But no, we've come, I got so much respect, for the football programs at Montana State and Montana, and to be, you like to win every game, but to say we're 2-1 against those schools in our first 2 years, I probably would have taken that the day I got hired, So tremendous. And again, I think the future is bright. We're going to keep building this and making it better.
What's this win do for you now as you go in the last 3 years?
I learned my lesson a little bit. You know what it means? We got to have a great practice on Tuesday, and we got to get better as a team and focus on the next play and not get ahead of ourselves. We got to make sure we stay right there, and that's all I'm worried about is correcting things we screwed up today because it wasn't all beautiful. Get that fixed, and then have a great practice on Tuesday.
You're a great teacher, great instructor. We see that with the football team. Are you going to be able to teach the students how to rush the field in a game like this?
I'll tell a little story. So I was at my radio show before the Montana game, and like a student, kind of said, "Hey, is this the kind of win you'd rush the field for?" I said, "I don't know what to be a big win, all that." And then director of ops told me 2 days later, that they got an email that Coach Eck's encouraging fans to rush the field. So I learned my lesson right away. I don't say, no comment on that. No comment. I don't want games management in bad places. Any last ones? Everyone good? Appreciate you guys.
We've got 3 players.
This is the last interview you said no comment on.
Never. But I don't mind getting emails,
No comment has pretty good
I
comment.
like our administration. I want to stay on the president's good side. I might ask him for a raise someday. So I want to get down with this.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any town pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road, pump it up, oh yeah.
All right, first win against Montana State since 2016. First FCS win over Montana State since 1994. You guys know who these guys are. Go ahead and shoot questions, whoever you like.
Monty, can you tell me about the touchdown throw?
The touchdown throw, we had both talked right before that play, and he just told me to just give him a chance. And that's exactly all I did. I just gave him a chance, and he just went and made a great play like he always does. And that's all it was. It was just a fantastic catch by Hayden. So,
Was there a window, or did you just throw it to him?
I kind of tried to throw it to his back shoulder, and then the same thing I just said. He just made a great catch, and he kind of just turned in and just adjusted with it. So it was just a great catch.
I'm going to jump in on that. It was a great ball. I mean, I think it was cover 2. You could tell it was cover 2, but they played it was almost like a 2-man. So the guy, instead of staying in the flat, dropped with me, which allowed Vonnie to put that back shoulder ball on me. So it didn't even, that middle safety didn't even come into play because he was on the other side of the guy, and the guy followed me man. So as much as it was double coverage, it was still it was a perfect ball to keep it away from the other guy and the safety coming from the middle, and when you have a guy like that who can throw the ball there, you just got to execute.
Did you think it was coming to you? I mean, were you like, as you're going through, it's coming to me, or do you think there's two guys he's throwing it somewhere else?
I was praying it was coming to me.
Prayers answered.
I wanted it to come to me. And, yeah, thank you for giving me a chance.
Thank you for
You talked about the mental adjustment this team these last 2 weeks. From the last time you guys were here to now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge mental adjustment when it comes off like a loss that we had, but we have a great coaching staff. We have a lot of belief in our coaches as players, and they have a lot of belief in us, and they do a great job of taking the emotions out of the game as much as possible. And football's such an emotional game. It's hard not to get caught up in the lights and people yelling at you, and you're talking to people, they're talking back to you, but you just have to kind of ignore the noise and ignore the media too. It's so important to stay, level-headed, stay within the team, and I'm so proud of the guys and so proud of the way we fought. The defense came out and just absolutely killed it. They did their thing. That stop at the end of the game, huge. That making him kick a 44-yarder instead of a 34-yarder is just, it's huge. And so, so proud of the way everybody fought, so proud of the defense, so proud of our coaches, and it's a great Vandal W, like I like to say.
Considering what happened 2 weeks ago, what's it like to win this game?
It's huge. This puts us right back in the driver's seat. This puts us where we want to be, and we're gonna keep taking it one week at a time, and continue playing Vandal football.
Compared to you, I'd say what was this win?
This is just a very big win for us. And just the same thing that Hayden just said. This just puts us right back in the spot where we wanted to be. And this is just a great game just to bounce back off of our last game. So it's just a great win for us, and it just feels good.
You wanted just the way you guys started. I mean, you really controlled the clock. That second drive, because you took 12 minutes off the clock. How important was that in this game?
That was very just important. Just to keep our defense off the field and just to give those guys some rest. But with that being said, though, I would just say that's just all thanks just to our great game plan that we have for this week, just on both sides of the ball. But then just especially on the offensive side of the ball too. Coach Slice came up with a great game plan, and it worked well for us. So.
Just said earlier that there might not be a better quarterback in the FCS than you. How would you describe your performance today and what this kind of win meant for you?
To be honest, I would just say that it's just thanks just to like all of my teammates, all of the guys that are just all around me, just day in and day out. They just keep me up if I'm down, or down a tad bit if I'm too up. So and then just guys like this who just will just go out and just make plays, just play after play. It just makes my job a lot easier too, for sure. So I would just say, just all these great guys around me helps a lot for real, and we just all feed off each other, and this is a very big win just for our program, I would say. So it feels really good.
Is that it for everybody?
I like the Mally about the defense.
Yeah.
Man, shut up.
So Mally had the sack on the last drive for those Donald.
So take us through that, because they moved the ball pretty good down in there, but then you guys came up with multiple sacks, which were basically the key to close the game.
Yeah, it was just kind of hard to, I was sitting on the sideline, I'm being limited on reps, so it was kind of hard watching the guys out there knowing I can be able to make an impact. So when I got my opportunity, I was able to rise to the occasion, so be able to make a play and celebrate with Dallas and the rest of the defense. And I just thought it was very important because, that was, I figured, probably the last chance to be able to do something like that.
And Montana State's quarterbacks are so key to that run game. How are you able, especially number 4, how are you able to contain them?
We just try to make sure we keep him inside the pocket and not let him extend plays. And when he steps up, be able to collapse the gaps and close down on the sack for him.
Was there a sense when you guys went back out after the touchdown from that last drive that if we get a stop, we're going to win this game?
Oh, absolutely. That was the only thing we're going through our head. And we, as soon as we saw that touchdown, we knew what we had to do, and we knew that we had to pour it all out on the field. So just got to give credit to these guys for going and delivering so we could finish the touch.
How would you describe the energy the defense came out with today? Because you guys didn't even give up a Montana State first down until late in the second quarter.
Yeah, so we just our mindset was being a lot more physical and playing more fast and trusting our physicality and being able to execute the stunts and calls well. So being able to go out there and step in, be 1 out of 11, just keeps us level-headed and understand that trust the guy next to us, things are going to go our way.
For either of you offensive guys, how crucial in the game plan was it, especially early, milking the clock and keeping their offense sidelined and kind of cold? Do you feel like that kind of fed into a little bit of their offensive inconsistencies, just how you guys were able to kind of march down field and put together the, I think, your first drive of the 10 minutes or something like that?
I think that's something that, just as crazy as it sounds, it just kind of happens. Like we could go into the game and you could have a game plan like, oh, we're gonna pound the ball on them, or we're gonna throw the ball all over these guys, and so quickly in the games you see things that start working and you're like, hey, let's keep doing that. And so that prolonged drive just happened with Coach Slice calling plays that you pick up 3 yards every play, you're going to get a first down on 4 downs every time. Like, they're just math, right? So when that's working, it's like, hey, let's not go away from this. Our defense only played 22 plays of defense in the first half, and I think their last drive it was like an 8-play last drive or something. So like if you do that, you keep because they have a lot of great offensive players. You keep those guys off the field. You keep our offense on the field, just churn, and again, it's one of those things that happened, and we executed well the first half, and that's a big reason of why we won that game was the first half.
Hey, I want to ask you about these last 2 games, having this place sold out, and then just comparing and contrasting what it's like to come out on the winning side and celebrate on this field in front of this crowd.
You wouldn't believe me. It's a lot better. You'd rather do it. I promise you. You should try it for yourself. It feels a lot better when you win. And, I got a lot of people, friends and family here. Got a couple best friends back from Arizona who've never been to a Vandal game before, and they came here now today. And so it's just, it's awesome to be able to celebrate with those guys and, hopefully put on a good costume tonight for Halloween weekend.
What are you going as? Yeah, what are your costumes?
I'm going as Archer from Sterling Archer, if you've ever seen that, and then my girlfriend's going as Lana, so it's a nice little couple's costume. We'll see.
Johnny, are you dressing up this Halloween, or are you just?
I currently don't have a costume right now, but I might run over to the costume store and try to find me something real quick, but I'll see about that. So we'll see how that goes.
Do you have a DUI or misdemeanor conviction? If so, don't let your past hold you back. Hi, I'm attorney Dave Maldonado, and you may be eligible to have your record cleared today. Visit BigSkyDefender.com to see how.